Hello, everybody. This is Virion Stoneshard, joined by Anveri for the seventh match of the Streamfleet Showdown Invitational. It is between House Goondor and Spook Action at a Distance. Spook Action at a Distance won the last tournament, so they've already proven themselves more than worthy versus House Goondor. Obviously, Goon's large ass group that have shown themselves in all of Eve's Alliance tournaments, almost always placing fairly highly.
And going into this, we do know both teams are currently 1-0, so this is a fight on which team will stay 2-0 and which team will end up 1-1. If we look at House Goondor, we can see some familiar names, but looking at Spooky Action, we can see a lot of familiar names in not only last year's tournament, but a lot of AT tournaments in the past, as well as SSI from last year. As we do know, Spooky Action did win last year's SSI. I do expect great things from them today. However, as always, I might be siding with Goons here.
Yeah, looking at the comps that they're bringing, Spook Action at a Distance is coming in with a fairly straightforward comp, something we've seen a lot of so far now. The combo of the Caracal Navy, Cerb, Drake Navy, we've seen in a lot of the matches so far. Flycatcher with a very useful tanky support ship, and a Merlin and a Hyena to support all the or round off the tackle wing.
And personally here, I'm a great fan of the Goondor comp, but also the Spooky Action comp not to be ignored as well. You can see House Goondor bringing a very strong Armor Rush comp, supported by a Drekavac and Vedmak as their main sources of DPS, using the Punisher Pontifex Malediction likely all as preliminary tackle in order to get their heavy DPS on these light targets. While their comp is not as skillful as the Spooky Action comp, it is still extremely strong. When we look down at the Spooky Action comp, their comp has a lot more of a skill floor and a lot higher skill ceiling. We see a Merlin, Hyena, Flycatcher, Caracal Navy, Cerberus, Drake Navy. And it should be noted that the Cerberus, Caracal Navy, both are rapid light missile fit, so it's very likely they're gonna use these ships to shred down the light tackle wing of House Goondor and use their Hyena to keep these small ships away while they keep kiting around the arena. Because if they mess up just for a single moment and let that armor comp get on top of them, they will lose the match.
Yeah,
They
House
have a
Gundor is
very
bringing a lot of tanky tackle though, so they might be able to hold off long enough. The Pontifex, the Punisher, the Malediction's actually not even very kitey. It's a Scram Web Malediction with some armor tank on there.
and
So
I
they
think
might be
that
able to
Scrum
hold
Web
off long enough, but with Hyena webs on the field, that's very difficult to deal with.
yeah, and that Scrum Web Malediction might be their only hope of salvation, because if they can get a web on that Hyena, that could mean they can win the match with that Drekavac and Vedmak spooling up, especially with how strong and how great the tracking is. We can really see how Skundor turning this around, but I guess we'll see in the match.
Yeah, the Stabber Flea is a bit of a brick tank, but still it can go very fast, so if they can get any tackle on, it won't be hard for them to get rid of something like the Hyena.
And here in the arena,
Looking
we can see boost going up immediately.
Yeah, countdown's already at 0. Spook Action in a distance coming in basically at a very short range ball coming in, burning in immediately for House Goondor. House Goondor pulling away as fast as possible. Obviously, with their long range ships, they just want to get away and spread out as much as possible.
Well, it actually looks like that's Spooky Action that's pulling away with their kiting comp, with Goondor burning in as fast as they can, and we can see that Malediction is quickly tackled by the Merlin there. It looks like W4R has got that Malediction tackled down, while the Malediction does end up getting away and burning off. But he has screened and helped that Malediction stay away. But look at that Vedmak damage. That Vedmak is burning down and falling down quickly.
Yeah, it has just gotten tackled, but it's already taking basically full damage. The Cerberus, Navy Caracal, Navy Drake, they're not going to have a hard time applying to a cruiser that's slow like a Vedmak.
And
And
nearly
we
50
see
seconds
already
in, that Vedmak's
down.
already down. With
Within the first minute, that is painful, and they haven't even gotten any tackle on House Goondor yet, so they've got nothing to show for the loss of their Vedmak here.
and that medium anvil shield booster on the Hyena is still doing God's work, keeping it up.
Yeah, the
And it
Hyena
looks
that
like
should have
he's
been down isn't even touching its armor yet.
and looks like that Hyena is doing God's work by keeping away and still doing an amazing job piloting.
Yeah, now you see hard tackle on Spook Action at a distance Stabber Fleet, so that means it's not going to be very long until you should see some really solid damage coming in. Looks like they switched off to the Malediction though. They got it webbed for a short second. It's starting to take in a little bit of damage, but it seems to have burned away and gotten safe out of there.
Looks like they do have all of the drones on it. With those rapid lights, I bet that Malediction will go down pretty quickly. It looks like he's being webbed down by the Hyena right now, and that Malediction is melting very, very quickly. And with
On the
that
other
Malediction,
side, though, House Goondor's Merlin is now fully tackled. He's not going to be very long for this world, but that's not a good trade to make here.
well, it looks like that's actually Spooky Actions Merlin that's getting tackled right there, but he's still doing God's work by by getting all those other ships screened. But looks like Hyena's taking a little bit of damage, but then the Malediction of House Goondor goes down, and that was the last web they had on field outside of the Drekavac.
Yeah, they immediately lost tackle on the Hyena, and now you see that the Hyena has actually managed to repair and get out of there again.
And with that
So they're
Hyena
not
still
trading for
kiting
anything.
and still keeping webs on the Pontifex, and the Pontifex goes down, and that was their last source outside the Drekavac, source of bonus command bursts. And
That's
that is even more damage going onto the House Goondor team.
Yeah, they finally traded for the Merlin, but the Hyena's still coasting. They haven't really made any significant impact here at all.
You know, I don't think that's a very good trade. A Merlin for Pontifex back Malediction? Not the greatest, I'd say.
Half of your team for the weakest frigate on the enemy team? No, definitely.
And it looks like the Hyena is still doing God's work, but it looks like the 10 men Hyena is scrammed by the Punisher. However, that's probably not going to do very much. It looks
Yeah,
like the
he's
Hyena is.
starting to take a little bit of armor damage, but he's already out of there again. That's some
And
just
keep in mind, that
amazing
Hyena is
piloting
still
here.
dual tanked, and looks like he's keeping that Stabber Fleet issue webbed down.
And meanwhile, there's a little bit of a damage spread, but the Drekavac is almost in hull, so in the whole time, goons have just been able to keep their damage up and just get haven't gotten any damage on.
Yeah, Spooky Action has been doing a phenomenal job at kiting and keeping damage onto the House Goondor team. And there goes the Drekavac. And that
So
is the
now,
last amount of damage that House Goondor truly had on field. All they have is a Stabber Fleet Edition Punisher left. However, that's not going to win them today's match, especially with the Cerberus and Navy Caracal up, able just to burn down that Punisher. And what I
yeah,
find
the Punisher is
interesting
already going to be held at bay
is,
easily. It's just far too slow here.
and that Hyena, he was scrammed and he knew he had no problems. He knew that Punisher served no purpose. He didn't even bother webbing it down as he was scrammed, because that Hyena's tenement fit and that scram did literally nothing. It looks like they're pushing their damage onto the Stabber Fleet issue here, and that, I think,
Yeah,
is nearly the end for House Goondor.
at this point, it's just buying a little bit more time for goons to try and get something done here. But I mean, the best they can hope for at this point is just killing a few more frigates, maybe, if the Stabber Fleet
Yeah.
pulls some miracle
And I don't think
piloting
that's
up.
going to
But it
happen.
is getting chunked through armor,
Unless
chunked
that
through
Stabber
hull,
Fleet
and it's
issue
about to go
manages,
down.
unless that Stabber Fleet issue manages to get on top of the Hyena, which he can't do anymore because he just went down, House
So
Goondor
that
can't really
is
do
a
much.
solo Punisher that is just going to have to start pulling off the most elite solo PvP of his life here.
However, it looks like that's not going to be what's happening today because that Punisher is going down pretty quickly thanks to those rapid lights.
Yeah, they don't even need webs to get a Punisher down here. He's gotten web now, but he's already in hull before the web's even applied,
And with
and
that
that
Punisher
is the
down,
Punisher down.
that looks like nearly a solid win for Spooky Action, losing only a single Merlin in trade for the entire House Goondor team.
Yeah, an absolutely commanding performance here. Nothing
They
significant lost, nothing significantly even risked.
they showed some amazing piloting today, and that solely won them in a match. They brought a very high skill comp, and they showed that they had the ability to fly it and fly it well. My name is Anveri Vestigo, and
I'm
with
Virion
Virion joining me
Stoneshard.
today, I'd like to thank you all for listening and watching SSI.
All right, thank you very much.
Holy fuck,
Easy,
the team thing
easy.
still tripped me up so bad, god damn it.
Yeah,